Hello, everybody. Welcome to the KJ Real Talk Show. My name is Nomaswazi Khumalo, and today I do not come to you as one of the most amazing co-hosts on the show, but rather a guest. Yes, you heard that correct. Miss Face of Gauteng, semi-finalist 2025. Today, you'll get to know who Nomaswazi really is on a much deeper level, and trust you me, this is going to be the best podcast you've ever watched on the KJ Real Talk Show, or even by far. I advocate for youth leadership because I believe that the youth is enthusiastic, the youth is creative, the youth is fresh, it has fresh ideas and energetic. And I believe that the youth is the future of tomorrow. So why don't we let the youth take over and maneuver their way through to their own future? Without any further ado, let's get to it.
Hi, welcome to another brand new Hi, welcome to another special episode of the KJ Real Talk podcast. And today I'm joined by one of the what can I say? What can I do? You know, I'm joined by my friend. Okay. Hi, welcome back to another brand new episode. I'm so excited for this one, man. So today's episode, I'm joined with my special friend. Are we friends?
Yeah, we are. What do you mean, friends? That's weird.
No, I'm joking. You know, thank you for coming on the safe space, and the fact that you're a co-host. It was kind of like a bit of weird. It was like, oh, like for real, we're gonna have a conversation. Like,
yeah, a little bit. Yeah. But it wasn't weird. I felt like, this one is exciting.
Yeah.
This like, wow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nice.
The fact that this is your first pageant. You know, normally like on the platform, we always like have a pageant conversation and people that are already in the game.
Very aware of that.
So now the fact that you are, this is your first pageant and you're a semi-finalist, you want to talk about your journey and what are you mostly looking forward to? Like, what's so special about your first pageant? Like, what sparked that, that interest? Would say, hey, I want to be a pageant girl. Because, I mean, the fact that you've been hosting Mr and Miss Vosloorus, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that you've been hosting and as an MC, and by the way, the girl's an MC, book her.
The MC that people love, that people always want to see on the stage.
Yeah.
Because my energy is so contagious.
Wow.
Okay, so I want to correct the fact that you said it's my first formal or professional pageant.
Okay.
I used to do pageant in primary, but it was Miss Banghoto, it was not those serious pageants.
Yeah.
But then I'm very familiar to the pageant space, and then I stopped doing pageant for like a while because stuff happened when I was on this journey that sort of like took away some part of me, and also life's triumphs and challenges.
Yeah.
They got me on my knees for some reason, and I just lost my confidence. I lost who I am.
Yeah.
So what made me, decide to see I want to get back to this thing is that I realized that it's about time I go get myself back. I pick myself up. I find a way to just find myself again and, have an impact, be as confident as I was before because I'm a super confident person, Yeah, so I just wanted to find myself again.
Yeah.
Like find Nomaswazi again, the Nomaswazi that people know, for being confident, for being contagious, for accommodating people, for being loving, because there's some points where I'd find myself having social anxiety and I'm like, hey, boo, what's happening? Like that's the amount of pain and life's triumphs that I went through that really like got me on my knees and made me lose so much confidence in myself. Yeah.
Because I remember, when we actually chatting and it's like, what, hey, bruh, I'm kind of like, I'm not okay. I'm okay. I think you highlighted on, some, I think when we
mental breakdown.
Yeah, mental breakdown. Like, how did you get to mental breakdown? Because I mean, like, as I know you, like a person who's confident,
Yeah.
and then can I say, well, pop?
Yeah.
You know, you're such a confident person. So,
Yeah.
how did you end up, you know, having a mental breakdown?
Okay, so I'm not gonna go deep in detail because like it's too confidential. Okay, I feel like okay, some things are not too confidential, but I haven't like found the strength. I'm not like ready to share my life stories with people. But I know one of the good days I'm gonna be able to be as courageous enough to share my stories with other young girls out there. But then just to highlight on the issues, things that have to do with family dynamics and also academics as well. You know. Somehow family dynamics got into my academics, and then later on, because I'm a person, whatever that goes on at school, my academic performance reflects me. So if I don't do well, I just feel like, oh my God, girl, you are so dumb. Like,
Why would you say that to yourself?
Because I know
Oh.
my abilities. I know what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
You know, when you are used to doing something, you're used to being one of the best students at school, and then for some reason now
Things
you're
are
at the
dropping.
bottom. You know, this is not me. You know yourself as a person. So that's when I realized it's okay. Family dynamics reflecting on my academics, and then leading to me losing my confidence as well. That's how I lost my confidence in everything.
Yeah.
But then I'm here. I'm prepared to get back to get my groove back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But like,
and
how do you bounce back? Maybe to people that are you know, sort of like dealing with that situation and they're finding it hard to handle it, the amount of stress, amount of mental health breakdown. So how do you advise them sort of like to take that step of faith that, you know, it is possible, that you can always like work on yourself, like you can always be confident? Yeah. Talk to me about that.
I'd say don't be too hard on yourself. Ne?
Yeah.
Firstly, don't be too hard on yourself. You must understand the fact that healing is going to take time.
Okay.
The first step of healing is accepting that, okay, this happened. There's no amount of shame or regret can erase whatever that has happened. My past is my past. Everything that happened must stay there. The first step of healing is accepting that it's like that, it happened. There's nothing I can do about it. Because I feel like what leads to your mental breakdown and everything is because we do not want to accept. We live in constant, you know, some things.
Regret,
It's not easy to accept because sometimes some things don't just, you know, fade away. They stay with you, like they stay with you for the rest of your life. But I feel like the moment you become at peace with the fact that, okay, this happened, this is my past, let me just find a way to, I feel like my ultimate breakthrough was accepting and running to God whenever I feel like, you know what, this is beyond my control. Whenever I felt like, because I'm a person, I don't like talking to my family about my issues. Ask them, they know. Like, if they find out something, they find it out and they'll be shocked. They'll be so shocked with, oh my God, you went through this all by yourself, all alone, because I'm too skeptical about sharing my issues with people because I feel like, my issues are too confidential. You know, when you treat yourself like a celebrity, you're like, this is a high profile case. You know, like I feel like
I can keep it to myself.
Like, honestly, and it's bottling things up is not good. But I feel like for me, it has never been bottling things up. But I find peace and healing when I just pray to God and share my problems with God. Because if I tell James my issues, James is not going to do anything about it. He's going to try to give me a piece of advice. But the thing is, I am never satisfied with advices I get from people. I don't want to lie to you. I'm never satisfied. So it's better if I keep it to myself and then I just pray about it. Man, praying about my problems has made me conquer everything. It has made me realize that. And also, it's not a bad thing to undergo mental breakdown. And, you know, we have to look at the brighter side of things. Now I get to see that, you know, some things happened because I had to learn this thing. You know, I had to become a better me in a way, you know. And you're not going to realize quick now in a hurry, it's okay, this is happening because I have to learn this. But as time goes and you're on this healing journey, you're on this healing process, you are making peace with, you are loving yourself, you're starting to love yourself again, to forgive yourself. Nothing is important as forgiving yourself.
Yeah.
Forgiving yourself is the most important thing. Like, it's the ultimate route to happiness. Yeah. So as you love yourself again, you find healing, you're gonna be able to actually come to see this had to happen because I had to learn something from it. I had to take a valuable life lesson from this whole situation that I'm going through. Yeah.
Pretty interesting, you know. I think on your bio, you literally highlighted on the fact that you're a leader in your high school.
Throughout my academic career.
Yeah. So, and your advocacy sort of aligns with your past.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a
does.
positive way.
So
like, being a leader throughout your schooling career, you were also a top student in academic, obviously.
Yeah.
Hey, you're cooking, man.
Yo, I'm always in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Always in the kitchen. Cooking great things.
The fact that you highlighted on your schooling career, right?
Yeah.
You also, you had big achievements in your high school career, right? So as in one of them is public speaking.
Yeah.
Girl,
And
babu. Hey.
Yeah, talk. I'm here for it.
So highlights on what inspires you to be a leader.
Okay. So I feel like being a leader, it's something that you're born with.
Okay.
Even if maybe you might not be sure, but then I'd say I got help from people around me.
Okay.
I feel like when you're around people can see something in you that you can't see in yourself.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to elderly people. So I had so much support from my teachers, from primary to high school. I've always had so much support from my teachers because they could see stuff that I didn't know about myself, that I couldn't see about myself. So it happened from grade R. I was class captain. Grade 1, I was class captain. Throughout and I was prefect again. I think when I was doing my 6th grade, and that started off as my class teachers just seeing my ability to being a leader, because I've always been a vocal person. I've always been outspoken. I've always been the person that is capable of being in position of power. Yeah. So I think my educators were able to see that, to pick it up, and yeah, I feel like I always stood out in a good way though from other learners as well. Yeah. And then venturing into public speaking and debates, it's something that I never thought I could do. I knew that I could speak, but I was not sure. Or would say, okay, I can speak, but up to what limit, And then my 6th grade English teacher, Miss Tibidi, she was like, Nomaswazi, you must come and pay us a visit. Me and the grade 7s, we are doing public speaking. I was doing my 6th grade that time. We are doing debates and public speaking. We're just introducing, just prepare something short. This is the topic, and you have to go against it. I don't remember what the topic was. I don't remember. Yeah. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. Hey, what am I going to say? But then I feel like when something is in your blood, it's in you.
Yeah.
You just have to find, a way to show it and get help from other people to polish it to become something perfect. And then I went there. My first time, oh my God, I'm only the only 6th grader. I'm with 7th graders. And I was like, okay, it was now my turn. I galatela speech. I did wonders there. They were so impressed. When I was done with the speech, people were just speechless. And that's when I knew that this is what I need to do.
It was a dream.
It is a dream I never knew I had. It was an ability that I never knew I had. It was a dream come true. A dream that sometimes you're not sure about some things. You don't even have an idea about them. But someone God sent comes into your life to plant a seed in you. And then, my God, that seed bore wonderful fruits in my life. Because I went, I also continued with public speaking and debates, high school. And I was the best of the best. Singanga, Yeah, and then I remember when I was matriculating, I won my first debate. So in primary, my first debate, I won my first debate.
Yeah.
I won. I came in first position, and it was my first debate. And I remember we were competing against a combined school, Lisedi combined school. I think it's in, I don't know, it's far, but something that has to do with Basotho. You know, it was a Sotho school, so it's far away in Sotho areas. You know, and then there were like high school. It was like a high school mixed with primary. So I was up against people who were older than me. You know, but still, I managed to beat them off to come out, like to come out to be number one. And then high school, I also won my first debate in high school, because in high school we didn't have activities like debate. It's only, you know, when you push for something, because I was also RCL at school. So I used to push for such things with fellow schoolmates of mine, you know, like, guys, I must introduce debate and public speaking in. Then we went on our first competition. We won. My school came out to be on top, you know. And it makes me so happy, and it's so refreshing and rejuvenating to be able to put on a show for people that people love. And then afterwards, when the show ends, people are like, my God, girl, you are gifted. You are talented.
You got it.
You got this. You must continue. It's gonna take you places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that this is your first pageant.
Yeah.
I mean,
First professional.
Professional pageant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's your advocacy again?
Youth leadership.
Youth leadership, right?
Yes.
What are you mostly looking forward to? What are you openly willing to learn in your first pageant?
Like I've said, me entering this pageant, I just wanted to get myself back, to heal properly. And ever since I've entered the pageant, and I went to attend the first workshop where we got our sessions for being official semi-finalists. The coaching there that we got from the guest speakers, I think one of the guest speakers was Miss Soweto. Yeah. She said she had a similar story to mine. She was like, she had lost herself, you know, being a wife, being a mother, being this and that. And she got into pageantry just to find herself again. It really resonated with me a lot, because I was like, this is me. Okay, I'm not a wife, I'm not a mother, but then I'm a teenager. I'm going through stuff, you know? And I was like, yeah, I'm on the right track. And ever since I've entered and heard that from Miss Soweto, I feel like I'm on the right track. I feel like already I'm seeing some positive progress. Yes, like I'm going somewhere. Day by day, the Nomaswazi is coming back. Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. And I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. You should be.
Yeah.
You're still gonna see good things from me.
Yeah.
What
do you think about how can young leaders collaborate with others and achieve their goals and create a lasting change?
Firstly, I like the fact that you said young leaders.
Yeah.
We do have young leaders, but they do not have too much power in society, because bahulu, the old people in positions of power, they do not want to give young people. They do not want to give young people a chance to take over, you know. And I feel like the young leaders who are already in one step closer to the bigger positions of power, I think they must look back and identify young leaders within communities.
Okay.
To groom them, to teach them about life's principles, about the political aspect, because it's very important to be a well-informed person, especially politically. Even though maybe you're not into politics, I favor DA or ANC, but it's very important to know what happens in your country, to be aware of the economic aspect of your country. It's very important.
Yeah.
And I feel like the young leaders who are already in those positions of power, they must maybe do some campaigns, some community campaigns, to teach the youth, the young people coming after them about, you know, political aspects, about, you know, just letting them know whatever is happening in their country, about their country. Because, I mean, it's very important for the youth to be in positions of power, because the youth is the future of tomorrow. So why don't we let the youth maneuver their way through or to their own future.
Yeah.
You know, it's very important. Yeah.
Very interesting, you know. Miss Face of Gauteng.
Yeah.
So one of the key things that my previous guest highlighted on, right? Actually, shout out to Zamo,
Yeah.
Miss Hot Legs, finalist, Miss Hot Legs 2023 Queen. So my bad for that. Shout out to her because she highlighted on the importance of values
Yeah.
in a pageant, right?
Yeah.
So what type of values does Miss Face of Gauteng stand for?
The first thing they told us in the first workshop, because we had the first workshop last month, I think.
Yeah.
They just told us that it is very important to carry yourself properly as a young girl. Not as only Miss Face of Gauteng semi-finalist, but as a person in general.
Yeah.
They told us the most basic things that you would never think would come in handy. They told us that when you speak to someone, you have to present yourself in a mannerable way. You have to be open to hearing what the next person wants to say, without interjecting in their opinions and respecting other people's opinions. They taught us how to sit, and I feel like that's very important. Like sit like a lady, do this, do that, you know. And I feel like other things you can't expect to be handed over in a silver platter. I feel like what I have learned personally, without being told that you must learn this, is to be open to whatever the world has for you, whatever the future holds for you, to find good in bad situations. That's the most important thing that I've learned. And I feel like having values is not something that you must teach someone. It's something that a person must teach themselves. Having values, you know, if you are a human being and you have a well-operating brain, you'll know that, okay, I must do this, I must not do that. This is wrong, this is right.
I think when you get to a point where you don't identify what's wrong.
You are an animal. You are not a human being anymore.
Disclaimer. Yeah. How do you balance, school-wise and also the pageant side? How do you keep the balance?
Okay, so school-wise, I had hopes to be in varsity this year. But unfortunately, that did not happen because God has different plans that we have for ourselves. No matter how much you push for something to happen, sometimes God messes things up to lead you to something bigger, something greater. But I'm not saying there's anything that is bigger than school. Going to school is very important. And I have hopes and I've done my utmost best to be able to apply and go to varsity next year. But in the meantime, and now I am working as an aftercare teacher, yes, and I'm also doing the pageant. It's going to be hard, I know, but you know when you love something, you don't even care if it's hard. You don't even see, you don't even see that this thing is hard, it's going to give me a hard time. You just think, okay, I must put my utmost best. I know I'm going to be able to do this because I love doing these things. I love doing pageantry. I also love helping kids. I also love being kids' role model, So I'm going to be able to handle everything. Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty interesting. Who are your top 5? Who do you mostly look up to in the pageant space?
I don't want to lie to you, I don't look up to anyone. Okay, yet I don't think there's anyone in the pageant space that I look up to. But then someone that I look up to outside of the pageant space has to be Bonang Mateba. The Queen Bee. I look up to her so much because she's independent.
Okay.
She's outspoken. She's very strong. She's bold. She's dominant. And I feel like somehow our personalities are quite they resonate a lot. So she's inspiring in every way. You can't fault Bonang. Okay, she's a human being, she has mistakes, but then she's just inspiring. She's a good role model. When we're talking about good role models, because as the youth we have role models, but they are very wrong role models. But I think Bonang, wow. What can you tell me about Bonang that is not good? What has she portrayed in social media that would say about her, why? I mean, we all have our mistakes, but then we have to find a way through our mistakes and portray a good picture for the young kids or young girls who are coming after us and fix our mistakes and be able, so that we can be able to stand in front of them with confidence, knowing exactly what we are talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are your we're speaking into it existing, right?
Yeah.
The fact that majority of the queens that come on the majority of the semi-finalists and the finalists that come on the KG Real Talk podcast, I think they always win, we have. I mean, they always win, we have got like.
I came to get my luck.
No, it's not luck. It's blessing.
It's blessing.
The fact that special shout out to Ulebu Hang.
Yeah.
She won. She was actually a finalist. And I think when she came to the podcast, she was a finalist. That was last year. That was 2023. She came. Good news that she won.
Yeah.
Shout out to a lot of people. If I miss your name,
we have
I'm sorry. There's a bunch of
contestants,
lists actually.
that come on the show. I'm very aware of that.
I don't take that for granted. So it's a thing of the fact that I get the opportunity to be able to host those people and here on Safe Spain, man. So what are you mostly looking forward to? Let's say you win, you're speaking into existence, right?
Yes.
What are you openly willing to work on as a queen? And when you win the pageant, when you win the title, how are you openly willing to use your advocacy in your reign?
If I win, when I win,
Yeah.
when I win, this thing needs some deep thought.
Yeah.
Some deep thinking. But I feel like from the inside, I feel like I want to use my title to bring about good change in communities. Mm-hmm. I am very passionate about politics. Mm-hmm. Politics of the country. So I want to, because I come from a family with a political background, so I want to get the youth, get the young people to attend political campaigns or seminars.
Yeah.
I want them to learn about their country, to know their country, whatever that happens in our country.
What advice do you have for people that want to enter, that are very skeptical, that have trust issues? In the pageant industry, like what advice do you have for them? And
don't push yourself too hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes taking time with yourself and being patient, there's going to be a point that you reach where you will know that this is the time. Now I must do it. There'll be something in you that's going to tell you, Guti, now it's now or never. Mind you can do it, because sometimes it's not a good idea to pressurize yourself into getting into stuff. I feel like time is very important.
Yeah.
Time tells. It's the truth when people say time tells. You're gonna feel it inside you that now, because I would have entered professional pageants in the past years, but then this moment that I'm living in makes so much sense for me to be in the pageant industry again, to be entering a professional pageant again. So time will tell. Don't push yourself too hard. Believe in your instinct. Listen to your conscience. It's gonna tell you. It's gonna take you places. Where believe how high no, don't go there. But when time will tell.
Yeah. The fact that you know what I stand for. Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Yeah. So if people want to collaborate with you, they also want to book you MC. Let's not forget that she's an MC. If people want to book you and they want to, they want you to host their
events or pageants.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where can they book you when they get contact you?
Okay, so I only have Instagram,
Yeah.
which you forced me to have. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
Funny thing, I'm a very a social person,
Yeah.
but when it comes to handling social media,
Yeah.
oh, social media, I since what's like.
The fact
I don't
that
wanna lie.
I even forgot that I am the one who forced
You
you
were
to have.
you were like, girl, get Instagram. So at Instagram, I'm at media maven underscore Noma. It's all small letters, and then haki it's libatla number yaka WhatsApp.
067 25
Like no, you find me on Instagram,
Yeah.
but I'm not always active on Instagram. But I'll try to do my best because now I have to push
You have to
myself,
push, yeah.
into doing these things properly. Yeah, when you just DM me on Instagram, I'll give you my WhatsApp number. Yeah.
Hey, disclaimer. Okay, thank you so much, girl, for coming on the safe
Thank you
space.
so much.
And we
Thank you so
really
much
wish
for
you
having
all
me.
the best in your Miss Face of Gauteng as a semi-finalist. Hoping to see you as a finalist. Hoping to see you with the crown as well.
Winner.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you once again.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, wish you all the best.
Go.
Yeah, for me and the KJ Real Talk fam, and then thank you so much, and make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and see you on the next episode. Sir.